again, 'cause I'm not gonna make it as a comedian. I'm gonna try something like this. Woo!
Give it up. Thank you, Nina. Thank you. Welcome. This is finally on location shot for Comedy Snacks. We are coming to you live from the Havana Theater in Vancouver. You can check them out, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Havana Vancouver.
They got some tasty margaritas.
Which I can't wait to try out.
Multiple times?
Yeah, quite a few of them. Ding.
Don't mind me, I'm just answering my phone during the show.
Her microwave just beeped.
I got a new iPhone, Jay, and I don't know how to work it.
She's going to get her grandparents to help her and show her
plan.
How to use her iPhone 11.
That's the plan.
Boomer edition.
They're useful.
The phones or grandparents? What are we talking about?
I'm trying to decide.
So, Nina, how has your week been?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, Jay, because, I don't talk to anyone anymore. I live alone, you see, which is, by the way, a very wonderful way of seeing how weird you can become, but it's now exacerbated by this whole quarantine situation. I've always talked to myself, but I feel though, you live alone, you start to get some cool essential skills. Like, for instance, I can carry all my own groceries and open doors with my foot. Number one. Number two is I can zip up my own dress on my back. Not that I have to go out anymore, but fine.
I just imagine you trying on dresses and doing a fashion show for yourself in
Literally
your house.
For myself. I don't even have a stuffed animal to watch me. Like, do you know how weird it is to put like two kiwis together to resemble eyes? Anyways, yeah, I'm still working on the self-oral part, but yoga's helping.
Oh, Jesus.
Couple more poses and I'll be all namaste. You know what I'm saying?
Namaste away. Nina has been coping very well, it seems. She's learning some new skills. I realize you start to lose some essential skills too, though, like how to put pants on. I forgot how to do that for a while.
Why need to?
Deodorant.
Right. Oh, deodorant was actually a big one.
I just opened my deodorant I purchased in mid-February. Because what's the reason of using deodorant just to jump out of the shower and sit in my room?
It's true. Although, now you got a nice trail of stink through the grocery store, and you're like, oh, crap. Well, there goes the produce.
Yeah, that's that for sure. Not to take up too much time here, we're going to run through here. So I'm actually going to get to our first. She's a comedic storyteller. So please give it up for our first comedic storyteller on the show here on location, Jen Markham.
You can applaud at home.
Love it. I won't forget. Okay, don't make a condom joke. Hello. So my name's Jen. I'm just gonna jump right in. I have a really, I think it's funny, story for you. So those of you who don't know me, I do like to go very much out of my way for the people in my life. So a few years ago, my boyfriend decided he wanted an SNES. For those playing the home game, that's the mini version of the Nintendo. But I think they underestimated how popular it was going to be. It's kind of like the now our times to relate to it, toilet paper, if you will. So it was super hard to find. And so I put it out there that I was looking for one. So a friend of a drug dealer's brother's cousin's boyfriend's mother's sister knew someone who worked in deliveries. So he was the one that tipped me off. He said, you haven't heard this from me, but they might be delivering one. Go here and now. And so I just dropped my lunch and just ran as fast as I could to my car out of my workplace, which is a bank. That's when I found out you shouldn't run out of a bank. Oh, but he loved it, so there you go. The other thing that I did, I decided I wanted to get a Diva cup. I heard that they were, environmentally friendly and all those things. but I ordered one online. I ordered it from China. So by the time, 4 months later when it arrived, number one, I'd already decided I didn't want to use it anymore, and number two, I'd completely forgotten that I'd ordered it. And apparently, I also put the wrong address in because they sent it to the grubby hag that lives next door, and she opened it and was like, "And what am I going to do with this?" And I'm like, "Well." Jello shots, maybe? I don't know. Maybe you should just give it to me because it's mine. It had my name on it. The other thing, so I have a bunch of different jobs. Just like Nina, I'm also a millennial. And so a couple of them run into some very strange scenarios. So I do mascoting at kids' parties on weekends, but I also sell sex toys on weekends. But these things do not interact. They are completely separate. The middle ground is it's furries, which is that's not what I do. But I thought it might be really cool one day if I did a children's party during the day and then went and sold their moms like sex toys at night. I thought that might be really funny. I don't know.
All within proper social distancing, people.
Absolutely. Yeah, so thank you so much for coming out, guys. That's my set. Yay! I'll not make a condom joke when I take it off either. How's that?
Yeah. Take it off. Jen Markham, everybody. At home, give an applause. Comedic storyteller.
Oh, yeah.
Nice choice, Jay.
Get on there.
I like the snacks. I like the snacks so far.
Woo. Hi.
He went for a hike. Just didn't see it.
I stand in one spot and I sweat more than someone who went on a hike. Yes, this is true. Wearing a face mask is actually a sweaty problem for this guy. Thank you, Jen. Woo, that was awesome. Thank you, Jen. I laughed really hard. Also into furries, sex toys, and kids' parties.
Oh my Lord.
That's not true. One of those is a lie.
Only one.
I won't tell you which one. You figure it out. Okay. Yeah.
How's your week been?
It's been brutal. Week. What's a week anymore? Does time even matter? Is there any sense of keeping time? I guess.
Sunday 1, Sunday 2, Sunday
This is
3.
weird. Haven't seen one of these in a while. It's like I just got back from gay conversion camp for 2 months and I've seen my first microphone. Hello there. Gay conversion camp never worked. It already has protection on it too. Oh man. Welcome to somewhere outside of my bedroom. That's nice. Nina mask is up. She's like, oh no, he has a mic, he could go near me. It took some persistent arm twisting from Nina to get me to put pants on again and come outside. It was really hard. I actually forgot how to put the pants on. Forgot what they were called for a while. But I just realized you got to get out sometimes. You got to get to the spot, figure out, get back to life amidst all this pandemic stuff. I'm not going to get too serious about it. Just being introduced to the outside has been a huge thing again. Loving it. I heard they're opening amusement parks in the States again. It's kind of interesting. But there's one rule, there's a major rule. You can't scream. How weird. I'm telling you the truth. How weird is it to be on a roller coaster? Oh, that was great. That's just the weird, it's the weirdest thing. What a weird vibe must be at that amusement park, Oh, man. I spent the whole quarantine so far watching free WWE Network and getting high at home. Just felt like working from home, too, so I felt like a juggalo with a job. It was kind of weird. It's kind of an oxymoron statement. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Somebody gets the reference. It's hard with no audience. I have no juggalos in the audience that would understand that. Another problem with this pandemic, if you're a celebrity and you died from anything besides COVID, like you barely got an article on TMZ. It's so like if you didn't die by COVID, that's it. If you're a celebrity and you died in a car accident, they're searching for any way to blame it on COVID. Was he driving the new Honda COVID, the 2019 model? You know, just anything. If not, you're just past, oh, we got to find the next person, you know. My whole mentality has been changed though from this. Like I'm watching TV shows now. They could be older TV shows, anything, and I'm like, why are they standing so close? They just shook hands just like that. Look at those people hug. What if he's infected, Steve? It's just weird. I can't even stand seeing people on TV just get too close. I got quite paranoid at the beginning of this thing. Started using sanitizer for everything. A little too much. It's there's better ways to find out if you have a cut on your dick than than by using sanitizer. You know.
That's clean.
It's definitely clean. It burns.
Oh, God.
What else can I discuss? I think I'm just gonna end it there because that seems like the kind of place to end it. Sanitizer as lube. Anyway.
If you overuse hand sanitizer, does that make you an alcoholic?
Well, it depends where you're using it.
Yeah,
I'm
I see.
sanitizing my lungs. I'm sanitizing my belly. Yeah, thanks. Sorry if I put you guys through some weird movements there. I want to bring up our next comedian is actually, I'm a huge fan of hers. She's joining us live from Richmond, Vancouver, I believe Richmond, BC. Richmond, BC, yeah, that's it. I'm new here, I don't know the places. Could be Richmond, Virginia, for all I know. Please give it up for Helen Schneiderman.
Thank you so much. There are quite a few Richmonds around the world, but this is Richmond, BC that I'm in. And I'm doing stand-up sitting, which is kind of weird, feels funny to be sitting down, but hey, we roll with the punches. I don't have any pandemic jokes. I had lots of ideas and plenty of time. I'm just really, really lazy. And I don't mean like skip the gym lazy. I mean, like I take it to another extreme. As an example, I broke my thumb a little while back and I had to wear this custom-made cast on my hand. And then the physio gave me special exercises that I had to do for 6 weeks. I was too lazy to do exercises on my thumb. So I essentially have reversed billions of years of evolution as I no longer have an opposable thumb. But I did actually used to work as a fashion designer, making clothes for oddly shaped women. Now I am the oddly shaped woman, so I make my own clothes, which is great. I don't have to worry about what size I am. As I get fatter, I just make bigger clothes, but I always sew in a label that says extra small. So I'm single, and I was at a friend's wedding a while back, and I got asked the usual questions that single people get asked, which kind of got me thinking, what if married people got pestered in the same way as single people? Like if I were to say to a married friend, "You're still married? You're so lovely. How come only one person finds you attractive? You have to eat dinner every night, not talking to the same person. Hang in there. When you least expect it, you'll get a divorce." So you can probably tell I am not from Canada. I am actually African. I know I don't fit the stereotypes. I'm white, miserable, clearly never affected by African continent famine. In fact, when I was growing up, I was told to finish the food on my plate because there's starving children just down the road. I did my bit for those kids. So I have this thing called sleep apnea. So that's when you stop breathing while you're asleep, and then you wake up gasping for air. So now I have to use one of those CPAP machines, and the sleep expert told me that the new machines are small and silent. That sounds like my ex. So yeah, the new machines may be smaller, but it's still an ugly contraption taking up the precious space on my nightstand that is usually reserved for Barney, my giant purple massager. So fortunately, I don't need the full Hannibal Lecter mask. Don't worry, this isn't Barney. I'd need a way bigger bag for that. But what I use is not much better. Oy vey, I'm not a human. I'm Miss Piggy with a trunk. And at first I did find the sound of the machine quite soothing, like the gentle breathing of my long-awaited soulmate sleeping peacefully next to me. But in the dead of night, it is the labored wheezing of a decrepit old man with emphysema. Thing is, by the time I meet my soulmate, that's probably what he's going to sound like. But that's okay. I recently bought myself a new negligee. Nothing sexy or exotic. No one's going to see it. Maybe calling it a negligee is a little bit misleading. It is a $12.90 from Walmart. And the first time that I put it on, I noticed that there was a little pocket over the left breast, or at least where I assume my left breast is supposed to be. I've been trying to figure out what possible function a 1-inch square pocket on a nightie could serve. So here's what I've come up with. Tic Tacs. Never know when you need fresh breath. Maybe the tiny little remote that came with Barney could go there. Or I'm thinking, I'm not in Africa anymore, so maybe I could put in a teeny tiny little condom in there. But I'll sew in a label that says extra large. Thanks, guys. That's my time.
Thank you, Helen.
Woo!
One sexy CPAP.
You know, that virtual background is delectable. Great. But that virtual background, I was doing a Zoom comedy show that was to the States. We had an American headliner, and he had this virtual back. He's one of the big hoo-has of the comedy world, and he has this like comedy store background, you know, one of those official comedy club places, and he's doing his set, he's headlining, and I think he thinks he's there because he's just walking, he's pacing back and forth this comedy club like he's talking to the audience, and he doesn't know this, but he's getting decapitated every single step by blurring into the background. And it
just keeps completely fading into the background.
Like, and it's like, what was that effect when you're driving on the road and you think that the people in the next car think that they're invisible. No, we can see what he's doing. We can see that he's pacing his bedroom, holding like a Kool-Aid jug full of tequila, slugging it back. And then the kicker was at the end of the show, he's like, guys, I gotta peace out because I got another show to do. And I'm like, dude, you're literally getting drunk in your bedroom. Don't make this a big thing. Anyway.
I think I saw that set. I remember that.
So weird.
That was
Yeah.
that was super weird to watch
Oh my
and
God.
see.
The times in which we're living.
We're all learning. We're all learning. I wanted my next comic. She is definitely my favorite. She's my partner in action, partner in crime, my masked compadre during all of this. Please give it up for Nina Wilder.
Hey, can I clap for myself? La, la, la. Thank you. Oh, now I'm alone on stage. This is weird. Okay, so my name's Nina. Man, what can I tell you? I'm so grateful during this time that I'm not a germaphobe, you know? Like, my heart goes out to the people out there that are so afraid of germs, and this time when it's a heightened anxiety, like, that is rough, you know? Like, it's got to make life stressful. I mean, like, if I'm a germaphobe, and if I'm thinking, like, I'm gonna die by touching a doorknob, like, I think my DNA should have been Darwined out, like, a millennia ago, you know what I mean? Like, fuck that Finch. Like, there's no going forward with that DNA. Yeah, I was going to a washroom a year ago. That's the last time I went. And I saw this woman who obviously was just one of those people that just have a problem with germs, and I know it's a source of anxiety. So she can't touch anything in this bathroom. It was really hard to watch. I'm at the sink washing my hands, and she's coming out of the stall like she's like commit a murder, you know, like just her hands just avoiding everything. And she's going for the knobs, and unfortunately for her, it wasn't the press kind, it was the turny kind. So she's just like struggling to get these knobs. And like, if you're that worried, like, I'm just, at this point, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, how'd you do with the toilet paper, you know? Like, did you just, like, I don't know. Like, if you're that afraid of germs, like, sex must be horrendous, you know? Like, what if the guy, like, comes? Do you just duck and cover? Like, what's going to happen? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I saw her finally, you know, dry her hands, and she's trying to open the door to leave, and she's struggling. So I just look at her, and I'm like, I gotta help this woman. So I walk up to her, and I'm like, excuse me, you just got a little something. Anyway, I felt like I did a good deed. So now that we're starting in BC is now, for those of you watching us globally, because I'd like to think that we're spreading this around the world, BC is now in phase 2 of its opening, which means that we're not just in essential service workers anymore. For a while there, we were just having essential frontline workers out working. And we did this nice thing in BC where at 7 o'clock, just for the healthcare workers, and I guess for frontline service, but mostly for healthcare workers, at 7 o'clock, we all got on our balconies and our porches, and we started clapping and banging pots and pans and, you know, making a little noise, because that was when their shift changed. And I thought that was really nice. I was a little confused, though, because we had also the liquor stores still open for that time. So that was an essential service. So thank you to Bob's Booze & Co. for, you know, ensuring that we don't kill each other during this time of quarantine. We'll bang some bottles for you. And then the week following, I found out from a friend that apparently sex shops were still open. Apparently that's also an essential service. So we will add them to the lineup, and we'll find something to bang for them. Anyway. That segues nicely into what a wacky new dating world we are facing. I feel like people are getting so lonely that I think Instagram is becoming the new Tinder. Because I was on Instagram, and I don't have a lot of followers, okay? Like, I'm not a typical millennial where I'm like, oh my God, social media, screw you, life. Like, I'm on Instagram, and this guy who I don't know messaged me, and he's like, hey, do you want to go out sometime? And I'm like, I don't know you. So I was polite. I messaged him back saying like, thanks, but no thank you, I'm not interested. And he came back with, well, aren't you single? Like, is that the closer? Like, am I supposed to say like, oh fuck, right, damn it, I'll go get dressed, you know? Like, really? Seriously? Oh yeah, that's right, I am single. I killed the last 3. Like, anyway. No, but however, he was right, and I don't know how he was right. That's the creepy part. I have been single for a long time. My last serious relationship ended in the same time that the Harry Potter series ended. I'm not saying they're linked. I'm just saying it was a bad fucking year, okay? But man, I mean, the pressure's on now, right? Because I'm like the last of my family not to be married. Like 2 years ago, it was my sister and 2 cousins that got married. So it's just me and maybe one other cousin left. She's 13. But it's not really fair. Like, she's from Chilliwack. That's the valley. Like, that's a home field advantage. Like, but anyways, I can already see it too. She'll beat me. She will. I'll get the wedding invitation like, dear Nina, +1, LOL, JK. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm from Vancouver. I'm into polyamory now, so +23. Good luck with the catering. Polyamory is when you have multiple problems. It was in the news last year, actually, that polyamory, apparently this is becoming a more popular thing with younger generations, and they were saying like how shocking this was, and I'm like, in Vancouver, are you kidding me? You need like 6 roommates to afford a 50 square foot apartment. Like, you gotta fuck 3 of them just to get to the kitchen. Like, anyways, that's me. That's my time. I'll see you right here because I'm not moving. Jay, everybody.
That's hilarious. I do also clang my vodka bottles together at 11 a.m. every day when the liquor store opens. Thank you, essential workers. But it's true. And J.K. Rowling, please start a new Harry Potter series so Nina can get back into a relationship. Okay, so based on time, we have 1 comic left. I'm super excited to hear what he has. I've never seen him perform before, but I'm super excited to have him. He's coming to us from Los Angeles, California. Please give it up, Eric Escobar.
Hey, what's up, friends? Oh my lord, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you to your host, Helen. You killed it. Everyone's killing it. I'm so happy to be here. Where's everyone coming from? Shout it out right now. Where's everyone at? Great, awesome, wonderful time. I'm in LA. It's kind of scary. We just started getting some looting. We just started getting some robberies. Like last night, it was horrible. Someone got shot outside of my apartment. And I was freaking out, all right? Because it was the first time I've ever used a gun, all right? Absolutely horrible, very scary. I don't like guns. They freak me out. When I was a kid, I went hunting. I tried to shoot a rabbit, accidentally hit the magician, all right? That was the worst birthday party I think I've ever been to. Probably second worst. It's okay. I'm quarantining with my girlfriend. I hate my girlfriend so much. Oh my God, quarantine has murdered us. The other day she was like, Eric, what can I do in the bedroom to turn you on more? And I was like, be Asian. She can be Asian. Very tough. We decided on role playing. I don't know if you know what role playing is, but it's when you lie in your bed with your partner and you play with each other's roles. All right. I'm her little Pillsbury Dough Bay Bay. You know what I'm talking about? Sexy boy, sexy man, not a boy. I'm a man. I'm trying my best. I wanted something nice for her, so I bought her some lingerie recently. I bought her some lingerie. Everyone go, ooh, I know, so crazy. But she got mad. She got super mad. She was like, Eric, why would you still go out and shop at Goodwill? You know what I'm talking about? Talking about secondhand, am I right? That's disgusting. All right, let's dismount that joke. Go to the next one. It's fine. I don't typically live with my girlfriend. I actually have some horrible roommates. If you ever had a horrible roommate, I'm sorry. If you've never had a horrible roommate, you were probably the horrible roommate. All right. So look in the mirror and do your dishes. Okay. I I have the worst roommate ever, man. She's loud, she's annoying, she's my mom. Really annoying. Very, very annoying. It's weird. I'm an adult. I still live at home. She asked me the other day. Here's the thing. I was smoking the other day, and she was like, "Why are you?" I was like, "What's the deal?" It's only meth. You know what I'm talking about? It's horrible. Really horrible. My mom's Filipino. My dad is Mexican. Fun being Filipino. I remember my mom growing up. She would be like, Eric, do you want to see the bitch? And I was like, what? She's like, you want to see the bitch? I'm like, I don't want grandma right now. All right? What's the deal? Get off my back, please. My dad's Mexican. He gave me a horrible Latino last name, Milo Escobar. You hear Escobar, you think of Pablo, horrible. Everyone's always like, cartel, it's a Pablo, and it doesn't bother me, all right? Because we don't. I was actually supposed to go to Mexico next week. I was supposed to go next week on a free flight. Free flight. I was getting ordered, but we see if that is still happening. I have parents, but they're definitely pretty conservative on the liberal side. The other day, my mom, she asked me, "Are you pro?" Oh, what? She's like, "Pro gay." I'm like, "Mom, I'm not even." All right. Like, when did you guys get a league? Like, you want to do a fantasy league? Let's do it. It'd be awesome. My dad, he says some stuff now, and I got called someone Oriental, like that, Asian American. One time I heard someone call someone heavy set. I'm like, Dad, don't say heavy sets. Plus size or fat. You know what I mean? Fat than heavy set. But the worst thing is, I remember a few also, and I'm like, yeah, that is messed up. It is 2020. Do not call people fag anymore. We call them millennials. Which is a hard joke to tell as a 30-year-old. Oh boy, weren't we a horrible generation? Have you guys ever had a conversation with like 25-year-olds? It's like a 25-year-old, all right? Like no one has a job, everyone still lives at home, they only go to school. It's horrible. But I figured it out. Millennials horrible. The first generation grew up with like Wi-Fi, smartphones, the internet. It messed us all up. I can do anything on my iPhone. I was taking a poop to realize I didn't have my iPhone, and I started crying. Okay, crying, freaked out, finished my business, and then I got out of that pool. And that was the second worst birthday party. That's pretty bad. Oh man, I want to do this. I only have a minute 20 left. I'm gonna do this. If you're quarantine, drink up, have a good time. Boom, a little you. Doing drugs during quarantine. I just want to say be careful, very careful. I tried acid for the first time, and it was absolutely horrible because I'm tripping out so hard. I didn't realize my little in the room and asked to try, which is horrible. It's absolutely that is the one experience you do not want to have as an only child. All right, you really don't. Very, very tough. Hey, that's been my time. Thank you so much. I'm Jay. Thank you to Comedy Stank. Wonderful. Thank you so much. As an only child. All right, you really don't.
Thank you, Eric.
You were awesome. I caught pretty much every fifth punchline. No.
Yeah, sorry about those technical difficulties
No,
there, but
most of it came through Eric. Don't worry, we're just teasing.
you're fantastic.
That was great.
Thank you to all our comics.
Yeah, man.
Eric Escobar, Helen Schneiderman, Nina Wilder, and Jen Markham. What a fantastic show. We will be back here next week.
Indeed we will.
with-
At Havana Theater. Sorry, I just want to make it a showcase.
She will be doing some Broadway hits next week. And we could have a variety. It could be comedians. It could be improvisation up here, anything at all, storytelling.
You
So
don't know.
you just don't know.
That's
You'll
not
have to stay
us.
tuned. Anyway, that's it for me
That's it for me too.
and Comedy Snacks. We'll be back here. Donate twitch.tv/Vancouver
Yeah,
Comedy.
if you want to donate to our comics, feel free to throw them some change.
Every little bit
Physical
helps.
change is not allowed anymore, but it'll be back soon enough.
And don't go to Eric Escobar's birthday parties.
Don't go to Eric Escobar's birthday parties.
All right.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.